Hey guys, welcome back to another huge detour podcast. That was an epic stage 14. Michael Matthews, you struggle to find the words to describe what he did. It was incredible. I'm your host, Dan Jones, joined as always by four-time national road champion Johnny Trevor. And if you've been talking to Jerry, geez, he must be up and about.
He's up and about, all right. I'll tell you, it was over the moon, but we all are. I mean, I know people get a little bit sick of me singing Bling's, signature tune because I keep picking him all the time. Well, he's done it now, and you know what? And I'm his biggest bloody fan, did not think he would win on that course. Then when I saw the formation of the break, I saw who was in there, and you look, there were three borers in there and seriously good bike riders, Fergus Lang in there. I was worried about Bettiol, and he also had Rigo Arendt, his teammate, in there as well. So it looked dangerous. I thought, look, he's in classy company, but it's a big climb up to there. You've been up there before, and I've been up there before, so we know all about it. But he just blew me away. I mean, seriously, he looking back, it's you say it's a wonderful ride. When he attacked, 47k out, I think it was when he split that apart. Then he split it again, and then when he dropped them all, you think, wow. And then when Bettiol caught him and went straight or dropped him, you just thought, you probably used a bit too much. But hey, now you look back at it and go, you know what? That's a different level that I've ever seen Michael do before. And that will make a difference to Michael Matthews for the future. I can tell you that now.
That took, as they say in the classic, massive kahunas to do what he did with 47k to go. Because as you said, it was so hot yesterday, and every rider reacts differently. But at some point when you make attacks like that, the reason why every rider doesn't do it is because you will pay the price. And when you've got a Cat 2, when you're not a climber at the final, you're thinking, oh, geez, when's he going to pay the price for what he did? And he did, but he just found grit. He, as you said, he found a level that most of us, when we're watching the TV, we go, that's it. It's over. He's not.
You look at you're dead right. Grit is the word. Grit is the word, and kahunas is a great another one we can whack in there. But then when he actually hit Bettiol again, and they still hadn't got over the top, knowing I can outsprint this bloke. So we're here. Let me recover. He's dropped me. I've just got back. Let me recover. No, he just went bang and just put him away.
How do you know away Bettiol on that final climb? That was unbelievable.
Yeah. Everything about it. I'm staggered. And Jerry was singing all those same things at that stage because Jerry had watched it with some mates and he got through, had trouble getting through, and then got to Whitey. He never actually got to speak to Bling because he's stuck with the presentations and that by the time he hit the sack. And when I hung up, he said, I'm just waiting for him to wake up so I can ring him and congratulate him. But he jokingly said it could cost him a couple of zeros on his contract. But, he wasn't worried about that. But he's just so pleased for him because, Bling was a part of this team right from the early days. He was in that wonderful 2013 tour squad. Left for a little while, was quite successful. Came back. And even though as good as what he was when he came back, he just never produced what they'd hoped and what he'd hoped. Great form. His form last year in the tour was brilliant, but he just couldn't. He was expected to win the sprints and he wasn't quite quick enough for that, and it just didn't work out. He was going well, but this year he's had good form all year. And you saw him go into this race with a newfound confidence and a different sort of pressure on him, knowing that had Dylan Groenewegen to go for the fast sprints and he could help him, and he did a bloody good job at helping him too. Just took that pressure off and let's go. And then in those two wonderful second places he had. I mean, if he didn't win a stage, it still would have been a good tour for Michael Matthews because those two quality second places were something special. But now he's topped off with the greatest victory, I believe, in his career.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt that was the best ride he's ever done. That was huge. Look, we've got so many interviews, and I actually went to the finish. Our hotel was past the finish, so we thought, we'll pop in and watch another finish. Why not? So we were there to get.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. So we got reaction from the team. we caught up with Whitey, Matty Heyman, David Partland after the race, and we've grabbed all the videos from Green Edge as well. We've got post-race reaction, but we got some huge interviews at the start. So it's going to go over half an hour, folks. So strap you in. Here's all the content from a huge stage 14, and we'll start with all the interviews pre-start. Andy Schleck, I've been loving your GC updates at the tour so far. Now today's stage, it's a tricky one. There's 4 Cat 3s and we finish in Mendy with a Cat 2. Do you think there's going to be any changes to the GC after today's stage?
I think a lot of people underestimate today. We have more than 4,000 altitude meters. It's hot, it's 200 kilometers, and it's mid-tour. The legs are tired, fatigue in the head. It comes naturally with the heat, and we don't see Paris yet. So riders might, be a bit slow today. I expect a big breakaway. We've done the same copy-paste stage back in 2010. It took 80 kilometers until the break was gone. So definitely, and you have this different type of riders who see their chance today. You got the puncher, you got the Bob Jungels, the guys from the breakaway. You got Tadej, who thinks he can probably win as a puncher on top of Mendy. But there's a GC guy, who needs to defend yellow, and there's a strong team, a weak team. There's Ineos who's under the radar. Does Garen wants to go like this to the Pyrenees? He will remain third, I believe. So play the cards right, and you can change a GC today.
Now, as a GC rider, how much does the heat take out of you, and how important is it to make sure that you're well fueled? Like, for example, what did you used to have for breakfast on a big GC stage?
Oh, well, I would go down and eat my plate of rice, and then I eat omelette, and then as a little dessert, I would take one of the small French croissants with Nutella and butter on it. That would it be. But definitely, the nutrition today is very much different than it used to be our day. So today you need to hydrate, but these guys know that. They know that they don't do mistakes a lot anymore. And if they do, they don't belong in the GC in front. I think so. They are professionals. It doesn't matter if it's heat, rain, cold or frozen. And you're strong, you're strong. It doesn't matter. If you're a weightlifter, you lift 100 kilos in the rain, you lift them also in the heat, no? So I think it's a mental thing you need just, don't think about it. Don't feel miserable when it's raining, because you're not going to improve the situation by feeling shit about it. And the same with the heat. So go out there, fight yourself, cool yourself with water and ice, and no difference.
Now, if you were the DS for today, Pogacar, what would be your advice? Would you sort of sit tight and wait till we get to the Pyrenees, or would you try something?
Time is running out for him, unfortunately. I hope to see a comeback. Definitely it's a stage for him today. They claim he's not good with the heat, but come on, we've seen it. It was warm already last day. But he doesn't. Does he really have an option? No, he doesn't have an option. He can try, go maybe before Mendy, go all in, drop the teammates, and then try to gain some time back in Mendy on Pogacar. But there's no team tactic for him. Unfortunately, it is surviving, and waiting for a weekday of Jonas Vingegaard.
And finally, great to see your old sparring partner Alberto Contador before the start here, sharing a few old war stories.
No, we actually had a good talk just before that. I saw him yesterday. I'm always happy to see him back, honestly. He's here, yeah. I'm always happy to see him back because, he was my motivation, to get up in the morning and train, and at the same time, a fantastic battle with him on the road.
Have you settled the score about the drop chain?
No. It's written down.
Okay, mate. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Chris Hamilton, another tricky stage at the Tour de France today. We've got the 4 Cat 3s and Cat 2 at the final there. How are you expecting it to pan out?
It's going to be a hard day, I think. It'll be a big fight for the break. I think a pretty strong group will go, given the climb that we have at the start. It's a lot of cross tailwind as well throughout the stage, and narrow, twisty roads. You're going to be on the pedals all day, and then this climb at the finish is also hard.
Even the stage profiles that look pretty straightforward at the Tour, we saw echelons yesterday. I mean, how do you handle just the day-to-day stress of all of this?
Yeah, I also wonder that sometimes. Every now and then in the race, you have a moment, and you're just of calm, and you're just whew, and if you take a moment off or something like that, and then all of a sudden you're at the back, and then you got to get back to the front. Oh man, it's pretty hectic. But I don't know. You just have to just focus on being around the teammates and stuff like that, and staying near the front, and yeah, know that in a bit over a week you can then you can relax.
But also for the viewers at home, is it hard to wind down at night? I remember Matt Heyman saying once that he really struggled with the stress of the tour to calm down and to get to sleep at a reasonable time.
I don't find it too bad. Yeah, I mean, I think like myself, I have a lot of like a lot of riders. You know, you kind of have your routine and stuff like that, and yeah, for me, it's not so bad. Like it's you know, you have dinner and then call my girlfriend after dinner and stuff like that, and then yeah, depending on what time it is, usually I'm asleep by like 11:30 or something like that. So it's not so bad.
Oh, that's good, mate.
Yeah,
that's discipline.
Yeah, yeah.
How's Roman going?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, we're pretty close to his home area now, so he also knows this climb pretty well. But no, he's good. I mean, yeah, everyone's still keeping relaxed and enjoying it and having fun. So it's
given
nice.
that he's got the hometown connections, do you expect him to do anything on the final climb today?
Yeah, I think there'll definitely be some sort of GC action on the. Yeah, I mean, everyone thinks it's going to be a breakaway and probably it will, but yeah, it for sure the GC guys aren't going to take it easy and and ride up in a parade on that last climb. So it'll still be full.
Good luck today, mate.
Thank you.
Good on you, mate. Philip Gilbert, another stressful day at the Tour de France yesterday with Caleb crashing. How was the mood in the bus afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, it was. We had the situation almost under control. It was good, and in one corner we lost everything, and it was not easy, for the head, for the morale. But yeah, we finished together, and we showed the support to Caleb, and I think it was important. Even if it's not many sprint left, we stayed as a team, and I hope that today we can enter the breakaway.
Given that you've had so much experience, do you pass on a bit of that with Caleb, particularly going through these moments where he has had a lot of bad luck?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. Sometimes you come to the situation to win without really expecting it, and sometimes the opposite. You really search for this situation, and it then comes, for different reason, crash, mechanical problems, or positionings, anything, and you have just to stay strong in your head, because this is the sport. At the end, it's not always successful.
And you said breakaway, you're going to have a crack today. As we said, you're a fighter, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to try, I think 60-70% of the bunch. So yeah, it's not always easy, and for me it's best when they go on the easier part, not on the climb, because then I don't really have the legs to follow the best at the start. So yeah, we see.
That's it, mate. Good
See
luck.
ya.
A couple of good interviews there. I love the bit with Andy Schleck about the drop chain with Contador as he's sitting behind him.
And deadpan, no. That was just sensational. And I think Contador wanted to join you for a second there. He actually came in almost.
I thought he was going to, but then I didn't want to grab him out of respect, But
you respect to what? Who?
I know. Well, I'm just warming you up, because this next batch of interviews, we've got some crackers. We've got Fred Wright, the sheriff, today Pogacar. So strap yourself in. He's part 2.
Now, I've been looking forward to this interview because I've asked Neil about you every day, Fred, and he's given you the biggest praise an Aussie can, and he said, Fred, he's a bloody ripper. How does that make you feel?
I think he wishes I was Australian, to be honest. No, he's always saying he's been talking to you guys. So.
Now, congratulations on your ride yesterday. Fantastic effort. You must be full of confidence, given it's the biggest stage in the world, and you're right up there.
Yeah, I think immediately after the stage, obviously, when you're second, you're gutted. That's as any sports person would be. But now, when upon reflection, it's pretty. To be second in the biggest bike race in the world is special.
And Neil, how good is it having a knockabout character who's also a fantastic rider?
The thing about it is, he got up on there fighting for the stage win yesterday. But the true value of Fred is a top bloke. He was there fighting for himself yesterday, but a few days before that, he was laying on the line for his teammate as well. So I just keep on telling the boys, keep on knocking on the door. Fred's really good at that. He lays it on the line for himself, for his teammate. He's always around the mark.
And what I love, Fred, is your insight yesterday where you said, I like being in the break because I get unlimited ice socks.
Yeah.
Is that your plan of attack today?
I mean, I help the guys get in the break. Obviously, you know, we're knocking on the door on that stage win, and I think, you know, we've got another big chance today. Not for me, but for some of the other guys. So, yeah. It's not as hot today, actually.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's quite hot, though, but so, yeah, maybe unlimited ice socks is nice.
And Neil, I've often talked to you about your texters, the red and the green texter. I reckon Fred, if he plays his card right, the big green tick.
Fred's got a couple of green ticks already. He'd have to do something pretty bad to get the red cross out. No, he's going all right, young Fred. He's going good. I'm already started to talk to him about trying to get him down to the Tour Down Under next year. He's starting to think about it. He's warmed to the idea. I won't put on too much pressure at the moment.
Well, mate, there is pressure now. We want to see you Tour Down Under.
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I've never been, so yeah.
Oh,
first week, also the world champs in.
Oh well, they will love you down under because you're a character, mate.
I'll be coming down under.
Well, good luck for today's stage, and yeah, we'll check in again soon.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, guys.
Today, I've spoken to George Bennett. He's on the men, and he passes on some advice. He says, keep fighting and keep washing your hands.
Yeah, he's the best. We really miss him in the team. He would be a great help. Yeah.
And how are you feeling, mate?
I feel good, but yeah, it's still a long way to go. Every day is super hard, and I hope that we can keep fighting.
What about today's stage, the final climb? Are you planning anything in the finale there, or?
We will see. We will see how we feel, and decide in the end. But I think it's going to be quite explosive finale.
Today, there seems to be a lot of respect between you and Jonas Vingegaard, same as last year when you were leading and he was second. How important is sportsmanship for you?
Yeah, it's just a sport, and I think that's the right way. The strongest man always win, and he was the strongest when I dropped and I lose 3 minutes, and chapeau to him for that, and we keep fighting. It's a sport, it's a game, and we keep it fun.
You think it would be easier to beat him if you didn't like him?
No, for me that doesn't change anything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Congratulations, you're the winner of the SBS Sport Ride of the Day, all the Australian fans.
Thank you.
Congratulations, how was it?
Thanks, man. Pretty nice. Hot day out there, like being in Australia, so it's pretty nice.
And what a tour, mate. I can't believe that's your first Tour de France stage win. Was it everything that you dreamt it would have been?
Well, I don't know how I dreamed about the tour stage, how the win would be. I just wanted to win a stage, and now I have it. So hopefully it's only the first one and not the last.
And today's stage, it looks like a pretty tricky one. How have you recovered, and will you go again over the next couple of days?
Tomorrow, like today, it's not going to be anything for me. I'm not even going to try. But tomorrow will be a sprint, I think, and for sure we try that out again.
Yeah, good luck, mate, and
Thank
well
you.
done on winning the Roo.
Thank you, man.
Matt White, stage 13 obviously didn't pan out like you'd expected, but how much did Caleb's crash play a part in the overall tactics of yesterday?
Yeah, I think as far as we were concerned, I'm not the director who's going to put our team on the front when our rivals go down. So I think there was a couple of things in that situation that I think we'll take the responsibility as well. I think we hesitated a little bit where the gap was going out there around the 80 kilometre mark. Lotto and Alpecin had control of the race, which looked like they had very good control of the race there. And then they hesitated and they lost a minute in that period. And then Caleb's crashed on top of that. And I think that's where the mistake was made. Maybe we could have come out a little bit earlier there. But then when Caleb's crashed there, we weren't going to put on guys and really make it hard for Caleb to come back after he crashed. And the thing that we were always thinking as well is we didn't want to put Dylan under pressure until the categorised climb had passed. And that was my mistake there. Hesitated a little bit, but I also didn't know where Dylan was. how he was feeling, and after we knew that we were going to get over the climb, we tried to bring it back.
How important is it, like say for the viewers at home, these sort of unwritten rules in cycling around sort of team ethics, and why is it important for a team to sort of follow those?
Well, I just think we're racing people week in, week out, and if you do, there's accidents. If we're on the front, there's different scenarios, isn't it? If we're on the front and we're chasing a break and someone crashes behind, well then that's bad luck, isn't it? But then to start a chase when someone is on the deck, one of your rivals on the deck, it's not how I roll, that's for sure, mate.
Now looking at today's stage, it is a tricky one. There's 4 Cat 3s obviously in the Cat 2, but it is suited to someone like a Nick Schultz. What's the plan of attack today?
Yeah, well, today it's going to be pandemonium at the start. The stage is brutal the first hour, so I expect big groups to go on and on and on, and ideally it's a stage where I can have Schultz in there or Michael Matthews. There's some guys who've won, Jasper Sturban came very, very close to winning here a couple of years ago. So Michael, if there was a climber in the break, that's not ideal for Michael, but if it's a big group, as we know, the cycling has changed so much over the last 5 or 6 years, that groups will go early. So if Michael, for example, was in a group there that had 1.5 to 2 minutes before the bottom of the climb, well then he's still got a chance as well. So ideal scenario, we've got numbers in the breakaway today, and the 2 guys that are most suited for us today are Michael and Nick. But then also thinking tomorrow as well, it's a good stage for us in the Carcassonne and managing our resources over this 3-day block.
Couple of big days ahead, all the best, mate.
We certainly do, thank you.
I like how I was talking to Whitey about Nick Schultz and he just kept talking about Michael. And it's like, I didn't even think. I thought it was all lined up for Schultz, but they clearly thought, nah, Bling's going to have a red hot crack here today. So, it was great insights. And I love the interview with Fred Wright. He's a character, and they've got to get him to do it.
Yeah. Look forward to catching up with him at the Worlds as well. And I'm just I haven't been telling you about this, but I'm working on a special area for the Detour podcast at Wollongong, because we'll be doing them every day. An area where our fans can come and join us.
Oh, it'd be sensational.
That's the plan.
Oh, I saw Jan Boardman again. She a couple of days ago, she had G's Gillet. They're doing like a Gillet relay.
He put a tweet out saying that she'd washed it. Hello?
She washed it.
Yeah,
You're just breaking up.
G put a tweet out saying that Jan Boardman had just washed his Gillet, and they were putting it up. Yeah.
That's awesome. Before we go to a break, I'll get through some live comments because we're really going to crank things up, and it's all about Bling's ride, and we've got all the reaction, and we've grabbed that backstage part. It's going to be awesome. The second half. Kerry says, there's never been a more deserving winner. Congratulations, Michael. Jane says, great work, Bling. Such an exciting ride. Annie says, epic win for Michael. Dedicating it to his family was very touching. We're going to show that interview as well. Gavin B says, what an insane ride that was. Bling destroyed everyone, and the Mighty Bloods knocking off Freo. What a night. Karen Jones, massive congratulations to Michael. Such an awesome ride. Free Ranger is a regular. Excellent result. Well done to all the Bike Exchange team. Jason Cruz says, did Bling cramp? There was one point on the climb there where he reached for his left leg. Or did he stay within his limit, or did Bettiol blow up? What do you think?
I reckon Bettiol actually blew up a little bit, because I reckon Bling sensed that, because when he went past, and then when he found himself coming back, I don't know that he increased to get I think Bettiol come back to him, which meant he realised, actually, he's suffering. I'm not hanging around. He is suffering, because there's no way he would have waited. He would have gone for the line. Matthews knows that Bettiol knows that Matthew would beat him. Michael would beat him in the sprint. So when he came back, he's gone. So he just sussed it, because he's bloody hell, he's a smart bike rider. Bling, he's been around for a while. He's very, very smart bike rider. So he just hit him, and that was it. Job done.
Annette Miller says maybe the training rides with the POG have helped his climbing. Well, definitely. Definitely. Sally, who's another regular, says Bling's determination was outstanding. How good must the team feel for him as well as themselves? And Jason Cruz says best ride ever by him. Bling 2.0 is exciting to see.
Spot on, Jason. That's
true.
The Bling 2.0 is going to be something special.
Catriona McDonald says, bloody awesome ride, Bling. Wendy Superfan, hi Dan and John, awesome ride by Bling. Free Ranger, he says, just a simple gift, but it seems the riders really do enjoy receiving the kangaroos. Great idea, Jonesy. We've got the grand kangaroo with the yellow jersey, the big one that we're going to try and get to the yellow jersey win. I want to slip it to them just before they go on stage and just see if they take it up there. But it's got a little Aussie flag on it, so I'm going to take the Aussie flag off so it looks a bit cleaner. And geez, if we can get on Jonas or Pogacar, and
well, you take the Aussie flag off and put the Aboriginal flag on, are you? Oh, not getting political. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Fred Wright for the Bay Crits, Neil Jeffs.
Good one, Neil. I'll be working on it, mate. I haven't met him yet, so I'll work on him at the Worlds.
And Wendy Superfan's gearing up for the World. She says, sounds like the detour area will be inundated by us. Stuart McIntosh says, does Iffy agree with Whitey's comments about it's not the done thing to attack if a rival hits the deck? Surely it's kill or be killed.
Nah, sorry. I agree with Whitey completely. If your rival falls and the attacking's going on, fine. But you don't start your attacking because your rival crashes. I remember
not a good look.
First on tour I won, 1975. Donnie Allen was my main rival. We ended up running 1-2. And we were climbing to Wonga Gap and he punctured. So the group stayed together and it felt like I was going to attack at that spot, but I thought, no, I'm not going to do it now. And then he came back on, and then we got over the top anyway. But so there you go.
Wendy sums it up. It's called respect. Jan Boardman, she says, I had to wash the gillet. It was minging. Could have walked to the finish to mend on its own. Biohazard averted.
Good on you, Jan. She's a superstar.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a quick drinks break, and then when we come back, we're going to ramp it up. We're going to show all the best bits of Bling's sensational victory.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike. 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Thanks again to Bike Exchange for all their support. BikeExchange.com.au. If you need anything bike related, if it's a road bike, mountain bike, they've got a sale on e-bikes. And if you're the team at Bike Exchange, must be up and about because it's been a fantastic tour. They've had 3 second places, 2 victories. Bikes
and there's more to come.
Off the shelves.
There's more to come. Well, it's all about awareness, isn't it? It's why Coca-Cola put their signs up everywhere, so people think about, when I want to get a drink, they think about Coca-Cola. Well, Bike Exchange, one of the main reasons the naming rights partner with this bike team, along with Jayco, is that when you want a bit of bike, you think Bike Exchange, and that's what they do. I mean, you want a bike, jump on bikeexchange.com and you get an enormous selection. So no matter whether you're going to go and buy it from your local bike shop or not, jump on bikeexchange.com to check out the prices in your area, and they will have a deal for you. Bike, helmet, bit, it's all there.
That's it. There's no excuses. I've grabbed the team's backstage pass. Sammy's done a great job. This gives you all the emotion and insights. And we've got
written permission, or you just pinched it?
Nah, I just pinched it. No, that'll be right. It's all good. So this is their backstage pass from an amazing victory.
It is really hard. I mean, you look at the profile and it looks like another sort of intermediate day, but it's all day up and down, and then that final 3K climb at 10% is brutal. Been through a lot since last rest day till now, and it's going to be who wants it the most, who can dig the deepest today.
Really stretched race already, and this race is full on. Look at that, another group of riders jumping across.
The big guns were all there for the final showdown on the Côte de la Croix.
Okay, 20 seconds now, 20 seconds. Do your thing, Bling. Do your thing as fast as you can to the top. Your finish line is the top of this climb. Do not think about
Matthews takes his 4th stage victory
in races, in stages like this. So it's what I've been training for. But yeah, to pull it off is something different. All my stars just aligned today, and I'm still pinching myself what just happened.
5 years after his last win in the Tour de France, 4th stage victory in Tour history, Michael Matthews.
fucking legend. Fucking legend.
Yes!
Congrats, mate. Fucking hell. And you're great. Yes! Stage number 2. Fuck yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. How good's that?
I've got the shivers running up my spine watching that. I mean, the kahunas when he hit him again, just staggering. You know, Billy Old wrote it perfectly. He did exactly what he had to do, did not make a mistake. But Bling was just staggering. It's staggering.
Well, he was an emotional Michael Matthews after the finish with his post-race interview.
Michael, when you just arrive, you say always keep believing to your teammates. What does it mean?
I think it's pretty much the story of my career. Had so many roller coasters up and down, but my wife, my daughter, they kept believing in me. And how many times I've been smashed down to all the time get back up. This was for my daughter today. She's 4 years old, and I really just wanted to show her the time I'm away all the time is to show her what I do it for. And today was that day.
Today was that day, and that was that climb as well. Can you tell us how did you do? How did you manage?
I think after yesterday, I think it was a big opportunity missed. Yesterday was a really good stage for me, and this 3-day block here from yesterday till tomorrow was what our team was aiming for in the second week, was to do something in this second week. And yesterday went so bad for myself. The team rode in the final to bring back the sprint for Dylan. We were a bit too late, but today I just knew it was probably my last chance. I mean, into Lausanne was a good opportunity. I came up second. Into what was the other stage? When I was second to Tadej, second best again. So, I mean, running out of chances in this Tour de France, and I think I just wanted to show everyone that I'm not just a sprinter. I can also ride like I rode today. And just thinking of my daughter on that final climb, the whole way up to the finish, my wife, how much sacrifice they make for me to make my dreams come true, and hopefully today I showed them the reason why we sacrificed so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
Emotional, very emotional. Very emotional.
Yeah, that was awesome. And here's all the reaction from the Green Edge Brains Trust at the finish. I liked winding Matty Heyman up as well, given when I got the mail from Craig Geeta that he was quite emotional in the team car as well. So here's all the reaction at the bus.
Tony McParland, I'm almost lost for words, mate. What was it like in the team car in the finale there?
Yeah, well, we had about 5 hours of suspense before we even got to the final, so it just kept building and building. You know, we wanted Michael down the road in a little group. It ended up it was a big group, so we knew at some stage we either had to try and split it, or we had to get him into a smaller group off the front. That happened, and then probably so 40 or 50k out. And then it wasn't sure that it was going to stay away, you know, like right up until like 2k to go, halfway up the climb, it wasn't sure that we were going to stay away. So it was super intense, you know, and they were just trying to encourage him that he has to give everything 100% on that final climb, because, you know, he's still a super handy climber, you know, like he can still climb, even with the guys that were in that group, he's still in the first sort of 4 or 5 of those guys. So. And we know his condition's super, and you know, it was 35 degrees here a couple of times during the day, so we know he handles the heat well. And yes, you know, we at one moment in the car we thought, no, he's dropped from Bettiol came past, went put time into him, and we thought, oh no, here it is, and we just reminded him, you know, you got to get back to his wheel, and from then on he got back to him, actually could get past Bettiol again, and had time to put his hands up in the air to finish.
Mate, I was getting flashbacks to his stage at the Giro in 2014 when he rolled Cadel Evans on a climb that it's like, no, that's not suited for you. He's just one of those bike riders that on his day, he can just do anything.
Yeah, he's special, mate. He can do anything on his day, as you say, you know. He can sprint, he can climb, ride crosswinds, he can do everything, you know. So
and when he's got that extra bit of spice, extra bit of motivation, you know, a couple of second places, and he openly said, next time it's going to be my turn, and he's done it. Exactly.
And I think the most exciting part there is he went in the attack, you know, and he wanted to do that, and he made it happen. You know, he's understood that to win, you know, he can take different ways to do it, and he's made it happen himself.
Where does this win rank? I mean, that's one of the greatest rides I've seen by an Aussie at the tour. It takes you way back to Cadel Evans in 2011 when he bridged the gap back to Andy Schleck to save the tour. It's got to be right up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of the most intense victories that I've ever seen. You know, it's not knowing which, everything was just so close, and just so good climbers in that group, and he beat them all. You know, he beat them all.
Congratulations, mate. You guys deserve all the success.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Craig Gator, what were the scenes like in the team car with Matty Hayman?
He was quite excited. He belted the roof and the window a couple of times, and honked on the horn a fair bit, and everyone was wondering what the hell he was doing.
Now, Craig, you've been involved with the team since its inception. Where does that win rank?
Oh, that was a good one. Like for a guy, he's not a pure sprinter, but for a guy who's predominantly good at sprints, to come out and do that against some of those guys, that was impressive.
Big night tonight, Craig. Pace yourself.
No, we got bikes to wash.
Matt Hayman, injury report. We hear you've got a broken wrist from the team car.
Well, there was the first one when Bettiol caught us, and I thought it was all over, and then there was the next one when we won. So it was a combination.
Mate, the attack with 50k to go. I mean, the team were under the microscope from tactics yesterday, but that was textbook today in terms of bridging that, you know, thinning down that group.
Yeah.
Then, you know, what he did in the final there, I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, look, it was a super hard start. When you see yellow jersey, white jersey attacking at the start, I mean, the guys were absolutely on it at the start. And you get away in that break, and then you look at the list of guys there, and you start to think, well, how's he going to win from that situation? And I've seen in so many stages, you're better off going early. There was too many teams with numbers, and you want to be on the right side of any splits. So why not go first? Took a bit of convincing, but once he pinned the ears back, I think that's the result. It might not have worked out, but at that point in time, it was our best chance.
And what were the messages to him coming into the final climb? The clean version.
The clean version was from bottom to top. It's one effort. You can't stop. You can't stop.
And where does this rank, do you think, Matty? Like I was just saying to Macca before, in terms of Aussie rides at the Tour de France, that's got to be right up there.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I was in the car, so I was just going through doing what I was doing. yeah, look, to get back onto Bettiol there when everybody must have thought, me included, that it was done, that just shows Bling's, really wanted this one. He'd been so close. Those other 2 days, he was so close, he couldn't get 3 second places.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Enjoy all the success.
Thanks.
Matt White, what a sensational ride by Bling, the team. How are the emotions, mate?
Yeah, look, now I've calmed down a bit now. It was about 20 minutes.
Smashed by media.
20 minutes ago. But no, pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. It's we had a plan today to put him in the break. Sometimes things go to plan, sometimes things don't, like yesterday, but he's got to move on quick. And Michael, that's the most impressive ride of his career for sure.
He's always been one of those freakish types where on his day, when he's got good form, he can produce stuff that you go, hang on, what the hell was that? And particularly in that final there, when Bettiol went, and most people were thinking, oh, is he going to hang on? The way he did it, fought back and won the way he did was just incredible. That's got to be right up there with some of the best rides we've seen by an Aussie at the Tour for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's very impressive. It's definitely the best ride of his career, for sure. But I think under those moments there, the key there was that Michael just didn't panic. He's people sometimes get people caught up in the moment there. Could have easily been, I have to get to Bettiol now, and maybe that could have cracked him. Stuck to his guns, rode. You can only ride as hard as you can ride. We knew how many minutes that effort was going to be, and he came back. And at the end of the day, you can ride tactically. You can ride as smart as you want, but if you ain't got the legs, you ain't got the legs. And Michael did, and he proved that he was the strongest, and he deserved that win today.
We were talking to Jerry way back in Denmark, after Groenewegen won, and just how difficult it is to win a stage of the Tour. How big is this moment for the team?
Oh, it's big because the wins don't come easy. Sometimes they might look easy on television, or they might look like they come easy, but at the end of the day, this is the biggest bike race in the world. There's 23 teams who are all chasing exactly the same thing, and that's wins. And statistically, more teams leave the Tour de France with no wins than win. So it's really important for us. People are saying, a couple of the boys were saying before the race that every 3 years we nail it. And if you go back 3 years, it's true. 2019 we won 4 stages. 2016 we finished 4th place with Adam Yates in first white jersey. 2013, 2 stage wins and the yellow jersey for 4 or 5 days. So I'm not a superstitious type of person, but maybe I should be.
but just finally, the decision to bring Bling back to the organisation. I mean, you knew what he's capable of. You knew that this win was coming. But do you think it really shows, to everyone, like exactly why you wanted someone back in the fold like Bling?
Yeah, well, it does. And even people were probably questioning, why are we taking Dylan Groenewegen and Michael Matthews to the same Tour de France? Well, one's a pure sprinter, one's not. They both won. It's pretty simple, isn't it? We believe in both those guys, but they're very, very different athletes. And what they've done over the last 13 days has definitely proven that.
And as we always say, when it rains it pours. Tomorrow looks like a good stage for Dylan if it all comes together.
Yeah, look, it'll be a borderline one again, just with the climbing, just with the heat there. But at the end of the day, we've got nothing to lose. And but we'll be giving it all, mate. Like I said, when you're on a roll, you got to roll with it. And it's still a long way to Paris. But first things first, we'll enjoy tonight's win, and knuckle down and focus on tomorrow.
Enjoy the wine tonight, and I'm sure it'll be Mitchelton.
Will do. See you, mate.
Got a little plug in there.
Exactly right. And that was. It's funny, isn't it? We're talking about the greatest win, and it's close. There's no doubt about that. I think it matches Robbie's win into Canterbury. That was special for lots of reasons. The fact that Robbie crashed, only got on in the finale and to win.
20k to go, crash.
Yeah. And chased all the way through, wasn't going to be there, got there, took a deep breath, and now sprinted the best in the world. So that, to me, was always the best stage win of Robbie's, and maybe by an Australian. But that one of Bling's just in is right up there with it. You can dissect it how you like, but it's in that same ballpark.
Last clip I want to show is the raw in-car reaction from Whitey and the crew, because Whitey said, I've calmed down a bit from 20 minutes ago. Well, this is what he was like in the actual moment. I think he was on the phone to Jerry Ryan at the time as well.
He's got it. He's got it. Yeah!
Boys, we got it! Bling won the stage! Yes! Yes!
Victory goes to number 201.
Yes! 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 Congrats, mate. Fucking hell. And you're great. Yes! Stage number 2. Fuck yeah.
I'll never get sick of watching that.
It's sensational. I reckon there'd be a little bit of damage to the roof, inside roof of the car there. I think there could be an insurance claim.
Yeah,
it shows you how important a stage win is to the team, and how everyone is invested, and you just see that come out of all of the staff. You can see all of the excitement, because it is a team. It's not like there's the riders and you're the helpers, you're the swan, you're the mechanic. It's a team, and they all
family.
As you well know, it's a family, and it's wonderful.
A couple more questions before we wrap things up. Simon Knowles says, absolutely brilliant ride from Bling. Would have been great insight to see inside the team car. Just showed it. Sent a message to Whitey via Instagram and was gracious enough to reply, top effort all round. Stuart McIntosh, do the director sportives make big tactic calls on a stage like this when trying to split the brake, or is most of it up to the rider to sort out tactics on the road? I think we heard from Matt Heyman there that he made the call for Bling to pin the ears back because it was going to be their best chance of winning.
It's a joint thing. So what Matt Heyman's sitting there, he can see everything that's happening, except he doesn't know exactly what condition the Bling is in himself. So he knows this is the best thing you can do is this. And Bling then has to make a decision. It's not like an order. He knows that I've either got it to do it, or he would say, yeah, I can't do it right now. It's a negotiation that happens. So when you've got great sports directors like Matty White and Matt Heyman, you listen to them because you know what they're saying is going to be the right thing to do, but it might be the right for how your condition is right at that time. It could be the worst thing for him to do that. If he didn't have the legs, it would have been terrible, but he had the legs all right. So, yeah, it was a wonderful negotiation.
Well, as we said to Matt White about stage 15 iffy, and when it rains, it pours. I would
got
not
the
be
right one up this time.
Yes, I think so. This is from 2022, so we're laughing. Yeah, when it rains, it pours. So I would not be surprised if Dylan Grunewagen saluted on this stage, Johnny.
Yeah, it's a good one for him, but it depends on how it's raced. Exactly as Matty White was saying, there's no doubt that if and he's going quite well. So
yeah, and I saw him finishing on Alpe d'Huez, and he was 4 or 5 minutes before Caleb arriving. About 9 minutes to spare the time cut
in that large group. Yeah. So it's a good stage for him, but it depends. It could very well be a breakaway stage as well, because we've got the situation right now, whereas the GC teams aren't going to be pulling it back. It's going to be how strong the sprinters teams are, and it's just what happened, the other days or a couple of days ago. One goes down. Alpecin and Lotto and Bike Exchange will be the teams that control that. So, but if the brake gets up the road and Blink again, the brake again. It can all change. Another stage for Bling, although he spent a couple of pennies yesterday. He might
just a few.
Again. Just a few. But and 41 degrees in Carcassonne yesterday. I got a message from Mark Menter. Mark, our good mate from Quarter Menter, who's in the area. So I was going to send you a message, so I'll tell you, I think he's going to be at the stage start or finish today. So keep your eye out for Mark. I'll have to let them know at the team as well, because he's a very close friend of Jerry's, as you know. So he and his wife are holidaying in that region.
Nice.
And so he'll be there. So, mate, keep your eye out for Mark. But Mark sent me a text last night talking about how great it was for Bling. He says 41 degrees today in Carcassonne. So that's what they could be expecting today.
Yeah, and I remember when we were in Carcassonne, what was it, 2008? That was when Emu dropped my camera out of the back of the car. and everyone was dressed in medieval stuff at dinner, and gave the old man a spray, and it was almost
off with his head. Off with his head.
That's right. Now I've lined up an interview at the Village with Christian Prudhomme today. Any questions you want me to ask the big chief? I'm going to ask you about how the tours go and all that, but how they've gotten through the race with the whole COVID situation as well.
He presented me with my 20-year medal a couple of years back, and we've become best of mates ever since then.
So you want me to ask him about you?
Just ask him if he misses me.
Okay.
No, seriously, ask him how this rates in tours that he has been the DS of, because I think it's one of the great Tours de France. I'd like to hear his opinion where this one rates.
Yep, no worries. I'll slip that in, and I'll say that one's from John Trevorrow. All right, guys, 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for the rest of the Tour de France. We're going to be staying in Carcassonne for a couple of nights, so looking forward to that, Johnny. And youtube.com/The Detour Podcast. Thanks for all your support. What do you want to add before we go, John?
Just BikeExchange.com. Don't forget, when you want a bike, when you bid for a bike, make sure you go to BikeExchange.com. We're going to have a wonderful day today. When you think about yesterday, just going back on it, reflecting a bit, you had Bora had 3 riders there and 3 good bike riders in Conrad, Rob Shartner, and your mate, Lenny Kamner. You look at the quality and 2 up there for EF. There are some seriously good bike riders. Pinot, Soler, all these climbers, Fuchslang, and Bling rides away from them on a climb. Hey, just amazing.
Unbelievable. Before we go, Troy Collett says, Dan, have you heard from GB since he left the tour? I have. Spoke to him yesterday. He said he's on the mend. He said he had a couple of rough days, but he's definitely feeling better. So he'll be up and about. Free Ranger says, good one. Thanks, guys. And Karen Jones says, don't forget Bay Crits mentioned. Perhaps we can have Bling in 2023.
Karen Jones, you're a bloody lifesaver. I had it on my little list thing here. We did say we were going to get, we did mention Bay Crits, so we're going to get Freddie Wright down for it. But, we'll get Bling back as well. It'd be the biggest Bay Crits in many years.
Well, you can go back to saying the fastest criterium series in the world.
Well, I don't have to. You just said it for me. Thanks, mate.
I don't know why I put the voice on there. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Epic stage of the Tour de France one we won't forget. And, we'll wait and see. If it's not Team Bike Exchange Jayco, we're cheering on Caleb Ewan.
And congratulations, Dan. Your interviews have been right up there, but you're even stepping it up again. I don't know what you're going to do tomorrow, but it was sensational. Well done.
Mate, you just got to keep charging. Iffy, just keep charging. All right, guys. Thanks again. I'll speak to you soon.
This